Almost 2 years ago, the Albuquerque Community Foundation added a new field of interest to its grant-making program, and that is economic and workforce development. And the first grant out of that arena came from the Cinco Amigos Fund. And the Cinco Amigos are 5 businessmen, local businessmen, who are also exotic car collectors. And they have established an event that next year will be its 10th year in existence, called the Concours du Soleil. And the event is a 3-day event every year, and the net proceeds from that event go to support local charitable needs. So that first grant from that event into our economic and workforce development went to outfit this space. A year ago, we were honored to be asked by Mayor Berry and Robin Brule to partner with the Mayor's Office and the Kauffman Foundation out of Kansas City to establish the Mayor's Prize Fund. And the Mayor's Prize Fund is a permanent endowment which makes grants to entrepreneurial support organizations. This will be done indefinitely. That is the plan. And it was kicked off this year with a $200,000 grant to the Albuquerque Community Foundation from the Kauffman Foundation. And then the Community Foundation is raising an additional $200,000 for this cutting-edge endowment.
When we started this journey, it was literally March of 2013 when Mayor Berry said we're going to focus on entrepreneurship and innovation to look at job creation in our city. And he said, the foundation that I know that excels in this and has made it their life's work is the Kauffman Foundation. So he reached out to the Kauffman Foundation and said, we're undertaking this in New Mexico. We're specifically focused in Albuquerque on how we can catalyze our entrepreneurial ecosystem, and you all are the experts, and we want to learn from you. And some of my favorite things the mayor says are, we are coachable. And the Kauffman Foundation said, great. And it was the first time, I believe, in their history that they ever worked specifically with a city outside of the Kansas City area. So we have a lot to celebrate here this evening, because this place-based strategy that they embarked on with us, it was so successful for them that they've now expanded it to 2 other cities in the United States, all based on the work in Albuquerque. And we were really proud to be able to leverage the great work of the Kauffman Foundation to say, how can we really support what's happening in our ecosystem and strengthen those organizations that are providing excellent services to entrepreneurs, to have them grow even quicker and to have opportunities to scale the great work that they're doing. And so the background is we used the areas where we identified gaps to come up with the elements in the Mayor's Prize program so that we could really strengthen the work that you're all doing in this room so that we can focus more on job creation and firm formation.
Before I talk about the Mayor's Prize, very quickly I just wanted to acknowledge that this is Global Entrepreneurship Week, and I think I can say with a pretty high degree of confidence that being here in Albuquerque, I am in the best GW city in America. This is absolutely, no, and it's not, it's not just a biased statement because I come here so much and love the place so much, but this is year 2 of Albuquerque GEW. You've got 25-ish events, something like that. You are by far the most active GEW community in the United States. But the other thing I wanted to say about GEW is that you shouldn't lose sight of the fact that you are, as an active member of GEW, participating in a global community of entrepreneurs. There are at least 110 countries that participate in Global Entrepreneurship Week every year, something on the order of 50,000 participants. So you are part of a global community of entrepreneurs, and I think that that's something that people in Albuquerque should continue to repeat to yourselves, that you are part of this global community of entrepreneurs. The secret to growing vibrant entrepreneurial communities is that they have to be homegrown. So that is the essential part of why we felt it so important to create the Mayor's Prize. That this is something that Kauffman can help to get started. That we can catalyze a movement for faster growth of the entrepreneurial community here. but we need the driving force to be local, and we found tremendous enthusiasm and talent and support for this at the Community Foundation, and certainly with the mayor's office and with the leadership of the mayor himself. The recipients for the awards are entrepreneur support organizations. What we're trying to affect here is systemic change in the community. We're not trying to necessarily get a lot of new efforts spun up. We're trying to take programs with some track record of success, and we're trying to help them grow. We're trying to improve connections between entrepreneur support organizations and create a better environment for collaboration. The core intent here is connectivity and collaboration, also to work with the Community Foundation to improve the performance of philanthropy in support of entrepreneurship. And by that I mean entrepreneurship is not frequently perceived as an essential recipient or a category of philanthropy. The Community Foundation, even before Kaufman came on the scene, has taken steps in this direction and is a true leader among 700 community foundations around the country in doing this and identifying that by helping create a system that you can grow your own businesses is the surest way to have a vibrant economy locally. The last piece is to try to improve conditions specifically for growth companies. We're talking about the companies here that are going to add jobs and wealth and community prosperity at the fastest rate, and that's the key ingredient to Albuquerque's long-term prosperity. So those are the main efforts that this Mayor's Prize seeks to pursue. I think we have all the right ingredients. We've certainly got the right leadership in place. Albuquerque has tremendous resources and tremendous talent. You know, we're here in the epicenter, which is the name of a building, but really it's the people who are leading entrepreneur support organizations represented in this room that is the true epicenter of this community.
Sometimes I think our challenge is overcoming this notion that maybe the grass is a little greener somewhere, maybe they've got a little bit more from an asset standpoint, or they've got something that we don't have, and that's just absolutely not true. So when we have groups like the Albuquerque Community Foundation and Cinco Amigos, who for years and decades have been trying to give back to our community and have done a wonderful job at that, when they come to you as a mayor and say, hey, we think you're at least on the right track with entrepreneurship and trying to build a diversity in our economy and help people succeed, that is huge. We have great people doing great things, and we have for a long time. The risk when you get into, I will call this a movement, easily a movement, is that you always want to go out and look, everything's got to be brand new. And sometimes you overlook the great work that's being done. So everybody that's here, that this isn't the first time we've talked about entrepreneurship. There's people in this room that have been doing it for decades, your entire careers. Thanks for doing it. We recognize that you've been here a long time. We recognize this isn't a new notion for you, and we're here to support you. And so tonight, we're going to talk about nonprofit organizations that place a particular emphasis on programs that support high-growth firms. That doesn't necessarily mean just high-tech, high-growth firms that will return and generate new jobs and community prosperity. But they're going to receive $14,000 from the Mayor's Prize program. And what they're going to do is they're going to develop their Global Innovator program that encourages and educates second-stage entrepreneurs and investors on expanding internationally. Albuquerque will develop an international business community while fostering support for the city's startup industry. I'm talking about international trade. We're talking about our new trade office in Mexico City. We're talking about developing ourselves as a world trade community, and Global Ties is going to do that.
This award is pretty special to our organization because we get to be a part of a really great city initiative in entrepreneurship, and we get to make it a little bit more international, which is really needed in Albuquerque as part of the overall reaching goal of entrepreneurship in the city.
So Agnes and her team are going to receive $85,000 from the Mayor's Prize. And they're supporting the Women's Economic Self-Sufficiency Team with a new creative practice, innovation, and enterprise program that will provide business services that aren't easily accessible to thousands of Albuquerque creatives seeking support in starting, growing, and repositioning their businesses.
Well, our project is called Creative PIE, P-I-E, which stands for Practice, Innovation, and Enterprise. And what we intend to do with this is expand our work with creative entrepreneurs in the Albuquerque area. Anybody who is trying to produce a product or service in the arts and cultural area, and really take a business approach to this. There are a lot of people that like to create, but they haven't quite figured out how do you make money from that. And so that's where West comes in. We'll be working closely with folks who want to take and turn their artistic passion into sustainable small business.
So TVC will be receiving $100,000 from the Mayor's Prize Program. And they're going to build upon existing successful business model that assists businesses beyond the initial tech transfer startup phase. And through their existing relationships with the city, state, university, national laboratories, and the connection and collaboration resources for growing tech businesses in Albuquerque, the team felt like this is resources well spent to continue some of that great work.
So winning this award will actually allow us to expand our programs into a sector that we've long wanted to start to work, and that is second stage entrepreneurs. We receive funding from a grant from Lockheed Martin every year that allows us to do work with startups, but most of the wealth and most of the job creation in a small or a growing company is in the second stage.
This is an ongoing legacy type of a project that we're starting in Albuquerque, and I couldn't be more proud. And to everybody that applied, thank you so much. There's more to do.